The first round of the federal government's Paycheck Protection Program faced heavy criticism after large public companies scooped up billions in low-interest loans meant for small businesses. Well, this time around, there's hope that more money will actually go to smaller and minority-owned businesses. 60 of the nearly $500 billion in this round of loans are being set aside for smaller banks, with the goal of funneling more money to small, rural, and minority-owned businesses. CBS News political reporter Grace Segers joins me now to explain this one. So, Grace, last week, the Center for Responsibility Lending told CBS News that upwards of 90% of businesses owned by people of color will actually likely be completely shut out of the Paycheck Protection Program. So the $60 billion that's set aside this go round for PPP, is that going to be enough to make up that disparity, that difference?
Unfortunately, probably not, because while we have this 60 billion coming, unfortunately last time there was 350 billion given to the PPP, and funding still ran out pretty quickly. Now, experts expect that funding is going to run out quickly again. So even though there's this additional 60 billion, we don't know how long it's going to be lasting.
So the 60 billion that's being funneled through small and medium-sized banks, do any mechanisms exist to really make sure that the money is specifically going to businesses owned by people of color?
So basically, the 60 billion is the mechanism in and of itself, because minority business owners often really struggle to build connections with larger banks. So by giving the funds to smaller and community banks, the idea is that hopefully these banks will be able to build relationships with inner city business owners, many of whom are minority business owners.
Can you help us understand, Grace, why was it that these minority businesses were shut down to begin with?
Right. So there are a lot of structural issues. I spoke with Congresswoman Barbara Lee, who is a Black woman and a former business owner, and she was talking about how it can be really difficult for Black business owners in particular to build relationships with banks who in the past have not been helpful or done outreach in these communities where there are a lot of minority business owners. There's also structural issues where it's more difficult for Black business owners to get loans and to just form these relationships that's typically a lot easier for white business owners to form.
Once these loans are distributed, would it be easy to sort of tell who ended up getting them and who didn't, and if the system worked the way it was supposed to?
Well, hopefully. There will definitely be these kinds of reporting where we'll see which banks and which lenders will be getting these funds, and we'll be seeing where those funds are being placed as well. But really, I'm more concerned that these funds are going to run out quickly, and we're going to see even more people who wanted to receive these funds but who didn't.
I just know in my own community here that so many people are struggling, small businesses, restaurants, just trying to stay afloat, and just such uncertain times. Grace, grateful you could join us to give us an update on this.
Thank you.